Who do you scout? For this is totally not Director Clavel. And the sus Pokemon, are they any good? This sync pair, guys, is very, very interesting. And this is a special costume scout. Meaning, if you have paid gems, you can use 7,700 paid gems to give you a 25% chance of scouting for this guy. Or 20,200 paid gems for a guaranteed scout. If you do not have paid gems, well, you can go ahead and go for the regular route, which will give you tech move candy coins for the first 3 scouts or first 3 multi-pulls. And if you get shafted all the way, that's 36,600 non-paid gems. But this sync pair is a tech sync pair with an EX role of support, and this sync pair comes out on June 13, and you have until June 29 to scout for this sync pair. This sync pair, well, is interesting. You have a very high attack stat, as you can see over here, as well as a very high special attack stat, 436 and 472 speed stat, average defense and special defense. Not too bad, probably in the average stat for a tech sync pair. And you have some very sus passive skills. Ally hits the flinching opponent. Ally hits confuse opponent, as well as ally hits trap opponent. Things happen when you hit a flinching opponent. You get to raise that ally's physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect. If an ally hits a confuse opponent, you get to recharge 2 move gauges. And if an ally hits a trap opponent, you get to, or that ally gets to recover 10% HP. This applies for all allies. You know, any single ally hits a flinching opponent, you get those benefits. Any single ally hits a confused opponent, you get to charge your move gauge. Any single ally hits a trap opponent, you get to recover HP. Now, how do you achieve these interference? Well, there is a buddy move called Alluring Sweet Scent, which will activate when you use any move once, either Dire Hit All Plus, Stay Sharp Out There, Sludge Bomb, whatsoever, and then it cannot be deactivated afterward. And this is a non-attacking buddy move that hits everyone, and it lowers every single opponent's evasiveness stat -2. It will leave all opponents either confused, flinching, or trap. You cannot choose, it's randomized. And then it will raise the physical moves up next effect as well as special moves up next effect of all allies, as well as restore 10% HP for Clive and Amoonguss. It will also target you. You know, basically, if you have your tactics set so that other sync pairs get hit first, well, it will transfer the opponent's what is the term? Aggro on you instead. So for a short time, the opponents will be targeting you instead. So this interesting buddy move is actually unlimited uses. So you can use this unlimited number of times to raise everyone's physical and special moves up next effect non-stop to lower the opponent's evasiveness to -6, to either confuse, flinch, or trap all opponents, as well as recover 10% HP non-stop. And we have had sync pairs that can recover HP a certain unlimited number of times. Let's say Elaine can recover health non-stop by alternating between her quick attack and then her trainer move, then quick attack, then trainer move, quick attack, then trainer move. We have another Amoonguss, that's Ball Guy and Amoonguss, with I think it's the buddy move as well on the ball or something like that, where you can use one of his attacks. I forgot, was it Clear Smug or any of his attacks? Then you will recover 1 move or 1 MP for on the ball to recover 10% HP, and alternating between those 2 attacks. Meanwhile, this time For this one, you can just use Alluring Sweet Scent and non-stop recover your HP without alternating between any other attack or any other move and you. So, the good thing about this one is also you get to raise everyone's physical moves and special moves up next effect in the process. And there's one sync pair that can achieve this, and that is Neo Champion Rosa and Meloetta. By using her buddy move, Relic Song of Wonder, you can get to raise everyone's physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect. And yeah, that's and then she switches forms, switches forms, switches forms, switches forms, switches forms nonstop. But this one, there's no switch of form. You get to confuse, flinch, or trap the opponents instead, and again recover health. Because Rosa and Meloetta, yes, has curative confusion. If the opponent's confused and you attack the opponent, you get to recover some health. But what if the opponent's not confused? Yes, you get to damage every single opponent with Rosa and Meloetta. This one, you do not get to, damage the opponent. But in terms of if the opponent suddenly flinches, that's a very good thing. And then again, non-stop, recover 10% HP as well as get all those benefits from all those other things. Now, here's the bad thing about this sync pair. For harder battles, opponents will get a status called Resilience. And if the opponent has Resilience, they will not be hit by any status conditions or status inflictions. So if the opponent has Resilience, you cannot make the opponent flinch, you cannot make the opponent confused, you cannot make the opponent trap, you cannot poison the opponent using Sludge Bomb, but you can wait it out and wait for the opponent to remove or have the Resilience stat gone. And then you can do the exact same thing again. But you can still use Alluring Sweet Scent to give everyone physical moves up next effect, special moves up next effect, lower every single opponent's evasiveness -2, and recover 10% health. So that's a very good thing. And then you have a trainer move, Stay Sharp, out there to give you a move gauge acceleration and max out your evasiveness. So the opponent tries to hit you. Meanwhile, you have maxed out evasiveness, and then you are lowering the opponent's evasiveness stat in the process. You know what's missing about this sync pair? Defense buff. The moment he has buffed up defenses, so pair him up probably with a support sync pair that can max out his defenses. He has maxed out evasiveness, and then he can just recover 10% HP every single turn and give everyone the buff that they deserve. And that's just nice. And remember that he has some interesting passive skills. I'm not sure if these 3 passive skills will apply to his Alluring Sweet Scent, because Alluring Sweet Scent is not a damaging attack, but it is still an attack move. So, if Alluring Sweet Scent hits a flinching opponent, do you raise your own physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect? If the opponent is confused and you use Alluring Sweet Scent, do you recover 2 move gauges? And if the opponent is trapped, do you recover an additional 10% HP in addition to the 10% HP that you recover with your buddy move? This is something that I want to know with this sync pair. But even without this, even without being able to achieve these passive skills, just with a non-damaging attack, I think this sync pair is really sus and good in a good way, And yeah, that's for this sync pair. This is a very, very interesting sync pair. And the missing thing about this sync pair is just a defense buff. Just get a defense buffer and have him survive for an unlimited amount of time in battle and stuff like that. So he has a very high attack stat again by going up there, 472 special attack stat. You cannot raise his special attack stat with his base kit, but You have a built-in sync move damage multiplier. The attack move power increases if the opponent is flinching, confused, or trapped. And this is a tech sync pair. That means if you 6-star react him, his sync move will be 1.5 times stronger. And by EX rolling him, he will have a support EX roll and will give you a double sync buff. So unlimited recovery, unlimited buff for your sync pairs. Let's check out what if you have him at a higher move level. But he has an exclusive lucky cookie called Sync Damage Guard, and that will give you a damage guard next effect after using your sync move, which is fine, but then you get to recover the health anyway. I'd rather give him vigilance if he does not have vigilance in his kit. Let's check it out. 1 out of 5. You got antitoxin, prevents you from being poisoned. Sus for a poison Pokemon. And Wide Awake prevents you from falling asleep. 2 out of 5, you got Alluring Sweet Scent, full bracing Pokemon move 9. And this way, you get to raise your own defenses. Every single time you use Alluring Sweet Scent, you get to raise your own defense and special defense plus 1 stat rank, while recovering HP, while buffing everyone up. So he is practically, he can do a lot of things. Alluring Sweet Scent, move gauge refresh 3, dire hit all MP refresh, fail forward to recover 1 move gauge when the opponent misses, which might happen a lot because your evasiveness is maxed out. Poke Trap 2 to increase the damage the opponent receives from being trapped. Sludge Bomb Confusion Synergy 5. This is if you want to attack the opponent using Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb Hostile Environment 2. If you want to use Sludge Bomb, there is basically almost guaranteed poison. Sludge Bomb, move gauge refresh 3. Stay sharp out there. Hit and heal 9 to give you a recovering or regen effect, which is a lot of recovery already. And then stay sharp out there. MP refresh 2. Why do you want the MP refresh 2? Probably to have another endure status, because stay sharp out there will give you an endure status, which is already, for this sync pair, you get to recover and then survive a long time. 3 out of 5 will give you ally hits confuse opponent, move gauge refresh up 9, which already happens. You get to charge an additional move gauge by 1 for any single ally that hits a confused opponent. This is fine. And then you have ally hits flinching opponent's sync move boost up to 9. Whenever an ally hits a flinching opponent, not only do you raise that ally's physical moves up next effect plus 1 and special moves up next effect plus 1 from your passive skill, but you also give yourself a sync move up next plus 2, which is a 20% increase in that ally sync move damage, which is nice. Ally hits trap opponent stat up 9. Not only do you recover HP with an ally that hits a trap opponent, but also raise a random stat plus 1. This might be helpful for Clive and Amoonguss, or, if you have, or if you pair Clive up with Larry, or Vacationing Larry. Remember Vacationing Larry or Special Costume Larry? Whenever an ally's attack or any of an ally's stats go up. What does that do again? I forgot what it does. Was it a sync move up next effect? I think that's a sync move up next effect for that ally plus 1. That's a 10% increase in that ally sync move damage. So if you pair him up, and I was saying that Special Costume Larry lacks one very important thing, and that is critical hit buff. And this sync pair, Clive and Amoonguss, can give that dire hit all plus to Larry. But then, do you want 2 supports? Larry technically is a support in some way. He's a tech sync pair EX role support. Do you need 2 of them? Interferencing 9 so that it will buff up your sync move by 90% when the opponent's flinching, confused, or trapped. This is the exact. I'm not sure what the built-in sync move damage multiplier is, what interference sync that is, but it's kind of similar. And then opponent trap, team moves up 2, 20% increase in the damage the opponent receives if you hit that trap opponent. Pokemon move on opponent, attack down 9, and Pokemon move on opponent, special attack down 9. It's very nice if you want to pair this up with alluring sweet scent, your buddy move, because not only do you get to lower the opponent's evasiveness -2 every single opponent, not only do you at 2 out of 5 get to raise your own defense and special defense +1, but you also get to lower the opponent's attack stat -1 and special attack stat -1 every single time you use alluring sweet scent if you get these tiles. And that just makes him the perfect debuffer while being a very, very strong, nice tank to just absorb and dish, receive damage while healing yourself in the process. And then you have Sludge Bomb, hit accuracy down 3-9. I don't know if you want to lower the opponent's accuracy because your evasiveness is already maxed out. You can use Sludge Bomb on that opponent and then lower their accuracy. And then hopefully RNG will cooperate and the opponent will not be able to hit you anymore. And if you have a 2 out of 5 fail forward 1, you get to lower or rather restore 1 move gauge. It would be fun if you have, I forgot what the passive skill is, that if the opponent misses, you have a chance of lowering your sync move countdown. It would be very nice for Clive to have that, but for this situation, Clive does not have it. And you have 2 sync move power-up tiles at 3 out of 5. This sync pair maxes out at 3 out of 5. And again, this is very helpful for your allies. This is a nice support, a nice tech sync pair, nice combo. In fact, this sync pair is really sus in a good way. So, are you scouting for the third outfit, the third alt? Well, the second alt because of the original Clavel. Then you have a free-to-play Clavel and Sprigatito, and now you have Clavel, Cuff Clive, and the sus Pokemon. Are you scouting for this sync pair? Let me know in the comment section if Clive/Clavel is one of your favorite characters. But I can say that this sync pair is a very, very nice one. But in a very sus way. And until then, guys, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you hit the like button for me. Let me know in the comment section. And subscribe if you haven't. That goes a long way in helping the channel grow. And until then, if you want to help out, coffee.com/splgum and joining the members down below. If you want to, I welcome you to the members team and this page. Until then, that is our analysis for Clive, or rather for Clive and the sus Pokemon, and I will see you in the next video. Rawr.